After rewatching the video, I saw that you can't hardly tell the difference between that green 30-pound and that green 65-pound braid. So what I'm doing here is I've got some 50-pound white mono and 30-pound green mono, and you might be able to see this knot a little bit better. So I lay them down together. I'll make a loop, simple loop. Make sure that's focused. And I turn it together 3 times. So there's one. Let's get a little bit more tag in here. There's one. There's 2. There's 3. Oops, it's turning on me here. So that's the 3. Let me get it wet. All right, it's good and wet. Let's cinch it down. No, I think I broke my nail. All right, so let's cinch that down. It's kind of ugly. All right, that's pretty good. All right, so let's cut the tag ends. And you can see how that knot stands up. That's why it's not a good knot for a spinning reel, because if you go past that, the line will snag itself. When it's casting on a level line, it'll be laying flat, and it won't snag itself. So, hey again, guys. Let me show you all how I fill up a reel with half monofilament, half braid. That way you don't have to use braid on the whole reel and waste a lot of braid. Right now I've got 30-pound mono on this rod. Let's see if I can get down here where you can see. Let me get it started. All right, you want to keep the line on the spool tight. All right, the way I do that is I'll hold right above it. And I've got the spool down there on the cooler rigged up where it'll keep the line straight going out to the rod tip. It's a big old reel, so when you have a reel that has this much line capacity, you don't want to only fill it up with braid. So that's probably about halfway right there. All right, let me show you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to show you this knot. It's a real simple knot. This knot does not work on a spinning reel because it'll snag on itself. You have to change, you have to do a nail knot or something like that for a spinning reel. But for a bait caster, it's one of the simplest knots I know. You just grab the two ends. You've got 30-pound mono and 65-pound braid. And what I do is I just lay them down next to each other, and I'll wrap it through itself 3 times. 2, well, tangle up, and now 3. So I've got it 3 times through itself, and you get it good and wet, and you cinch it down. Make sure it's good and snug. Now, like I said, this does not work good for a spinning reel because the tag ends snag the line going over when you're trying to cast. It works fine on a level wind or on a bait caster. So after I get it cinched down, I make sure it's good and snug. And then I'll use some scissors or some snips. And it does not like spinning reels, but it works great for a level wind. And it's the simplest knot I know for attaching two different lines together. Even when you're tying leaders together, leaders to the main line, it works real good. So then I'm just gonna keep it tight again. All right, let's see if we can get this thing filled up with that braid. You really gotta be careful with the braid, it'll cut your fingers. But I sure do like braid on top. Just so much more sensitive. It's not as good in the surf as monofilament. But around trees and such, it's just way stronger for the diameter. All right, well, I hope you can see that. We've got this thing filled up as far as I want to take it. Well, I hope that helps somebody. I know I struggled with tying two different types of line together for years, and that's a real simple knot.